Okay, so we left off with me just starting to mention the Teotihuacan and the Mayan civilizations. And both of these lasted for a really long time, over 500 years in the case of the Mayans. And the main city of Teotihuacan, the Aztec believed it was where, the fifth world was made. The most immediate society that the Aztec were familiar with was the Toltec. And in fact, a lot of the Aztec language and culture is taken directly from the Toltec. So every time the Aztec in their journeys and migrations encountered a different society, it impacted their religious beliefs. Different Aztec gods pick up aspects of the gods of the people they come in contact with. They picked up, you know, food and fashion and sports and religion and architecture and art, all of the different things, taking the best of what they encountered and absorbing it into their own customs and beliefs. So Aztec emperors married descendants of the Toltec to gain respect from the surrounding neighbors. They formed an alliance with the city states of Texcoco and Tlacopan to fight the Tepanec, who uh, were in charge, had dominance over the Valley of Mexico. And using this alliance, they conquered the entire region of central Mexico, except for the Tlaxcalan Federation. We can see this little hole basically in the middle, right by their capital. And it's an interesting thing there, um, that they left their enemy in place, and that's going to show up later. The main Aztec strategy is they conquer smaller cities, ally with them, surround an enemy, and then eventually attack and take over the larger cities. And so we can see, the Yopi here, right? Down here, you have various areas that are kind of in the process of doing that over maybe 100 years. Even though the Tlaxcalan were one of the first main cities that they encountered, they didn't conquer it or hadn't conquered it yet. So the Aztecs in war, they wanted to defeat their enemies, but they didn't want to destroy their cities. They wanted defeated cities to be able to pay tribute and provide labor. And so a lot of Aztec warfare and combat was focused on capturing hostages. And they wanted these hostages because they could sacrifice them to their angry god Huitzilopochtli. So the entire way they fought is very different than what you would see in Western Europe and, you know Western civilization and Eastern civilization, where you want to destroy your enemy and take over their territory. The Aztec were less concerned about gathering territory, more just gaining the wealth that these territories could provide them. And so they didn't want to rule the conquered cities directly. Any cities that didn't pay tribute, they would punish them, they would attack them again, burn them to the ground, kill all the adults, distribute the children through the empire as slaves. And so, these wars of punishment where they would go and, make an example of one of these uppity tribute cities would lead most of the cities that they defeated to play along and reliably send their tribute. Next part, we will start to talk about Aztec social structure.